you guys doing management yourself, if it's more than like say 20, 30 units, if it's around 20, 30 units and you guys are local, meaning like spitting distance to the property, okay, then you can manage it yourself. But if it's a larger asset and like ours is 198 unit buildings, you couldn't pay me to run that building by myself or to run it with my own team, right? It takes a certified property manager to run this asset. The property manager we hired manages 20,000 units. That's how many they manage. They know how to run my 200 units. Okay, so that's just the on-site management. The on-site management does things like collect rent. They do things like leasing the property out. They do things like just making sure the trains are running on time. The maintenance staff normally, bless you, the maintenance staff normally reports to the on-site manager and his employees of them. If it's a big enough asset, the property typically has payroll, right? Above about 80 units is where you see payroll as a line item on your expenses. Okay, and payroll is just full-time employees whose whole job is to run your apartment building. It's pretty cool. We have 4 of them, 4 employees whose job is that's their job is to run our apartment building, right? So it's an honor. I mean, I get to meet them and thank them for their time and everything like that. It's really cool. So that's the on-site management. The next thing is construction management, because most properties these days are value-add assets, meaning like you bought it for this, you put an X amount of dollars, and now it's worth this. Okay, we'll talk through that equation in a second. The construction manager is the one that runs the local subs and puts people in a headlock. The hammer, remember them? That's this person. And the asset manager is the hammer too. We group these two together in my company. And you can hire a third-party construction manager, and some property managers will actually do construction management for you. But we bring construction management in-house because we find that management of the construction process is so important, and it's such the deal will go left or go right because of construction. Right, Justin? I mean, it's what absolutely drives it. You know, you can get lots of change orders and lots of delays, or you can crack the whip and get things done. Right? That's the hammer is on construction management. The next thing is asset management, which is really overseeing the whole enchilada. This is the person that the construction manager reports to, that is just really in charge of all the money and really implementing the process for the apartment building and making sure it all runs on time and make sure it all comes to fruition. Questions? Okay, cool. All right. Here's the value add business plan, guys. This is when I say value add, this is why apartment buildings are freaking magic, okay? Because it works on single-family homes too. You can make it work on small assets, but everything gets multiplied on bigger multifamily, okay? I'll show you why. This is Fayetteville, North Carolina. This is our property right here when we bought it, okay? Our average rent was $512 a month, okay? Briarwoods Apartments is over here at $625. Woodland Village is at $757. This is $619, $776 or $766, and $698. All larger numbers than $512. Also, this property is on Hope Mills Road and Rayford Road right here. So great location, but rents are way less. That's interesting. You know, why is that? So we put it in a scatter chart. This is called a scatter chart right here, okay? You can find these online. Excel can do these for you and stuff like that. So the blue dots are all the comps that we had, okay? Those are all comps we found in the market. This is square footage, and this is rent, okay? Oh, by the way, do you guys want to copy these slides? Okay, cool. I'm going to give them to her. Go see Shelby, okay? Cool. I gotta email them to you. I have a memory stick, whatever. I'll take care of it. Okay. So Shelby will have them. You can get a list, whatever it is. Shelby has the slides. All right. So, okay. So there's the market right there. That's the Fayetteville market. Again, this is called a scatter chart. You guys can get them and generate them on your own. They're really, really powerful tools to see what it is you're dealing with. Okay. So this blue line is the average of all those little blue dots. You guys with me so far? Okay. That's the average of all those little blue dots, okay? That little red dot right there is Douglas Square on Hope Mills, okay? That's the apartment building we bought, okay? Our goal was to get it to there, okay? To bring it up to the blue line, bring it up to the market. Okay, not a big deal. You know, that's about a $125 rent bump, okay? So this is a visual representation of opportunity, okay? Somebody got a calculator? Where's a brain? He's a brain. Okay, cool. Give me a calculator, okay? All right. If I'm able to achieve we'll go $110 rent bump, okay, on all my units, times 198, okay? And I do that over a 2-year period because I'm able to increase rents, and I renovate the apartments, and I do all kinds of cool stuff for the complex that I'll show you guys what we did, okay? I do all that. So 110 bucks times 198. What do we got? How much per month? 2178. Yeah, times 12 months. No. You got to break it to a year. 261, 360 per year. Okay. Now, here's the real game you guys play. Okay. What am I going to do now? I'm going to what? Thank you. Why am I doing that? Why am I? What? Because I'm going to do what? I'm either going to sell it or I'm going to refinance it. Right. So these guys already got it, right? So here's for those of you guys that didn't catch up with these two brains over here, for my hunters, my hammers, and my and right, for everybody and the money people. Here's the way you play the game. Okay, we just increased our net operating income by what? 260 grand a year. Okay, did I increase my expenses when I did that? No, except for my property management fee, right? But it's like that much, right? Okay, so apartment buildings are valued not because of what the building next door sold for, but by they're viewed as a little business. It's like buying a little company, and companies are valued off of how much money they make, right? So apartment buildings are valued off of something called cap rate, and you take the income that they make, the NOI, the net operating income, and you divide it by the cap rate. Okay, so around here, the cap rate's somewhere between 7 to 7.5%. Okay, right, give or take. Now, we underwrote it at 8 because we thought rates were going to go up. They've not. So we think we might be able to get 7 to 7.5 for it on a refi. Okay, so get your calculator, one of you two. Okay, my two brains over here. Divide it by give me a 7.5 cap, 0.75, 0.075. That's how much value we added to the apartment building by raising the rents $110. What's the number again? Pretty freaking awesome, right? I know, right? Yeah, right? We haven't done it yet. We're on the way there, right? Okay, here's the deal. So I increased the value by that. Now I can sell it, and we can again, we raised 3 point. Okay, I'll go through all the numbers with you guys. Okay, cool. You guys with me? Any questions? Okay. All right. Here's the deal. Here's the money equation that we used, okay? I borrowed $4.5 million from a bank called Key Bank, K-E, like K-E-Y, like the thing you turn in a door, Key Bank. They're not local. They're a national bank. They lend on multifamily, okay? $4.5 million towards the purchase and $1.9 million towards construction. Well, what kind of construction did you do? I'll tell you. Okay? Because you can't just go, you guys might be figured this out, that you guys own multifamily. You can't just go and say, hi, tenant, how you doing? Can I get another $110 a month for your rent? Because, hey, that apartment over there, that complex over there is getting $110, so I want to get $110 from you, right? No, you got to create value. There's a reason why they're only able to get $512 in rent for the market, right? There's a lot of reasons, and it just was not a well-kept apartment complex. A doctor and a farmer are probably not good property owners. It's got people that run it like a business, and they were not doing that, okay? So we came in and ran it like a business, and it's performing a lot better now. So 65% loan to value, interest-only mortgage. Unfortunately, a lot of the big banks view Fayetteville as something called a tertiary market. You guys know what that is? Okay, and it's not an insult. It just means it's not Atlanta, it's not Charlotte, it's not Raleigh, and so they will lend. Big banks that lend on big multifamily are going to lend less in loan to value here because they view it to be a risky market. Bastards, right? This is what it is. But that's the game you're playing here if you're going to buy multifamily. You might be able to get better because Fayetteville's done better over the last couple of years. This mortgage came in a year and a half ago. I think you probably get 75 these days. We're closing a deal in Lexington, Kentucky right now on 222 units. We're getting 83% loan to value in Lexington, Kentucky, right? Yeah. So now, here's how we raise the money. I told you all about doing newsletters and keeping in touch with your prospects. We send out monthly newsletters. You guys want to subscribe to it? Sorry, I can't help myself. Go to DeRosaGroup.com. You can subscribe to my newsletter, okay? As soon as we landed the deal, we launched a marketing package. We put together this whole thing talking about return on investment. This is what we're doing. This is why we're really excited about this deal. This is why you should be excited too. We created a video presentation, and I did this online webinar, and I videoed myself presenting the online webinar. And why did I do that? Guess. Somebody guess. Why would I videotape myself presenting a webinar about the deal? Right. Because what's your name? Travis. Travis calls me up and says, hey, man, tell me about that deal, right? And it's Trevor, right? You're Trevor? Okay. So if Travis is like, hey, tell me about that deal, I don't have to say, hey, it's a really great apartment building, and here's my half-an-hour spiel on why it's awesome. Then Trevor calls me up and says, hey, man, tell me about that deal. Hey, it's a really great apartment building, and let me tell you why it's awesome, right? I can say, watch this and call me when you have questions, right? So videotape yourself pitching your deals. If you guys are going to do multifamily where you raise equity, videotape yourself presenting it as if we're a PowerPoint presentation like this, right? Video, like do like a Zoom thing and record it, and then you can send it to people and still talk to them. I'm not going to be like, hey, Trevor, did you watch the video? Is the money ready yet? Can I come get it? But most of his questions may get answered if I did a good video. Most of his questions may get answered in watching the video. And keep it around 15, 20 minutes, okay? Those are some secret tips on raising money. Again, a lot of this is in my book, Raising Private Capital, but those are some secret little tips on how I did it. We raised $3.2 million. Investor returns is 15.8% internal rate of return. A little better than what they get in a CD, right? That's the nuts and bolts of the deal, okay? Now, where did I spend $1.9 million in an apartment building? Because how much, Dave, how much money did I make? How much value did I create? $3.5 million, you said? 3.488. So I created 3.488 in value, and I invested 1.9. That's a pretty good return on investment, right? So what do you do when you're buying a big multifamily property and you want to invest that kind of money in the property? Because banks will lend that to you if you can show them a business plan. They believe in multifamily property, right? You guys, you've heard of Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac? Okay. You guys know that's who, like, if you want to buy a first-time home buyer, that's who gets behind your mortgage. That's likely who will finance you, okay? They also will finance this. They do both ends of the spectrum. They'll do single-family homes, first-time home buyer, and they do 200-unit apartment buildings, right? Isn't that nuts? But nothing in the middle. You want to buy a 10-unit? Nope, sorry. You know? But they finance this stuff too, okay? All right. Here's where you spend that kind of money on an apartment building, right? That's the building before we bought it, okay? 2 trees brilliantly planted right at the root of the foundation. Great idea, you know. The building looks like a jail cell, like it was in Orange is the New Black, you know, and, you know, it just looks like it should have like a prison gate here or something like that. Like the whole property's nice and lovely doo-doo brown. Great. Okay. So we did what? We painted the exterior. So that's what it looks like. Put shutters on it, you know, make it look like a home, right? Houses have shutters. So does this apartment building. Right? We painted the interior trim box, replaced some of the roofs, and seal coated the parking lot. Okay? That's a lovely kitchen. Isn't that lovely? You guys want to live there right now? Come on, let's all go. Okay? Right? So electric with the stove here, cabinet boxes, everything like that, little countertop. This is a pass-through in a 2-bedroom, 2-bath townhome. I think this is a 2. Is that a 2-2? Sure. Yeah, sure, why not? Yeah. Okay.